Hello everyone, my name is Eric. I've got a small home recording studio that I only get to use very occasionally due to my commitments. Today I would like to very quickly show you what I've got and how I use it, and mainly concentrate this video on reviewing the SSL SIX mixer. The reason I decided to do this video is just despite of all the numerous videos on YouTube available with SSL SIX reviews, I couldn't quite find information that explains what you can really do with it and why I believe it's a great piece of kit and it's way more than just a mixer. So yeah, let's crack on with a quick review. I'll show you what I've got and explain very briefly how it all connects, and we get down to SSL review. We start with a quick review of my desk, which I've custom built years ago, and this is about in its 5th revision. It was larger, it was smaller, it was narrower, bigger, deeper, whatever. So I've modified it yet again to fit this current setup. I use this place occasionally as my working space, as sometimes I work from home, so I need this to be a proper desk with a large monitor. So this shelf actually slides completely out and I've got a full working space. But it also comes handy, this comes out fully as well, fully extends, so I have full access to the back if I need to change any connections or anything like that. So that's, by the way, this is Yamaha Motif Access, which is a great tool, and it's a proper instrument for someone like me even today. I'll do a separate review on its abilities and what you can do with it and how quickly you can work, and yeah, and I have to say I haven't even looked fully in what it can actually do due to a lack of time. So then I've got my SSL SIX mixer fully connected there. Then I've got a 1st gen Apollo UAD twin, which again, it's a big story to that. Then I've got 2 pairs of HS8 Yamaha's monitors, and then I've got this lovely piece of kit which you're probably not going to find in any professional studio, but it's a mini disc recorder from Sony. Again, I'll explain how I use it and why I bought it. And then I've got another portable mini disc player and recorder. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now down to the connections with SSL. So on channel 1 and 2 I've got, like, it's full of connections because what I do with it. So now this is essentially, let me just place the camera. So here is the SSL mixer, so-called mixer. I guess solid state logic. Everyone knows they're famous for consoles and yeah, but they couldn't really call it anything else, just because of the size of it, I guess, and the market that they were targeting. But what it really is to me is a piece of console, a really high-end console that's been literally just chopped off and packed in this nice little package. And the reason I say this, because it's not really a mixer to me, it's a console. It's truly a centerpiece. It allows me to do things that no other mixer can. And the reason I say this, you'll see this yourself over the course of this video. I'll try to be very follow an order in my description, because this is an X take, and when I watched the previous takes, all ended up being mess. So this may end up in the same mess, but I'll try to be, follow some orders when I'm explaining things. First of all, I don't want to go into describing what's each knob doing. I guess there's lots of videos you can find that information. I want to concentrate on how I've connected it, how it all sort of works for me, and why I find it really a console. I call it a console as opposed to a mixer. So super analog inputs 1 and 2. It's got two different inputs, and it's got a line input and a mic input. These are just the adapters, so I can connect sort of more line inputs, if you will. So the input 1 and 2, when I switch to line, this is my Yamaha Motif main output. The reason I use this is because basically this is main output. That's mainly what I use when I play my keyboard, and I don't do any voice record. Well, I do occasionally, but mainly this is all I do, just compose music. Input 3 and 4, which is this one, this is actually coming from Yamaha as well, but from alternative output 3 and 4, because Yamaha has 4 outputs, main output and then alternative 3 and 4. So this is coming on here. Then I've got input 5 and 6. This is my small portable mini disc player recorder coming in here. I very rarely use it, but it's there. Then I've got external input 1. This is my PC or Mac. That's coming from my Apollo Twin main output, output 1 and 2. And then I've got external input 2. This is my mini disc player that comes in here, the main recorder. The main output of this goes to the same mini disc that comes on here. So essentially I'm recording everything to my mini disc. And the reason I do this, because as I say, it's just our computer takes too much time to set up, open sessions, create sessions and record and whatever. So since I don't have much time, and it's a quick way for me to quickly do a quick recording, and if I want to record it on mini disc, then yeah, I just record it there. Then the main monitor section connects to the main, my monitors connect to the main monitor section. And then even for this video, I was quite surprised, even more flexibility. So in order for me to record everything that's happening on this mixer, so you can hear it at the same time, I've connected the alternative monitors. I've taken the output from alternative monitors to my recorder, and this is how I'm recording. By the way, this is currently alternative, so not to change many connections, I've taken the output from alternative monitors and connected to my mini disc, which also acts as DA converter or AD converter, or whatever you want to use it. It's actually quite flexible, that mini disc. I don't want to go into much details, but that's actually going analog into my mini disc, and then the signal gets converted into digital and then comes back on my Apollo as a optical. And so this is how I'm recording it. Right, so this mixer has two stereo cues, which is really helpful. So the first stereo cue that I use here, which is this one, and these knobs here. This is going to my Yamaha Motif Access analog inputs, because Yamaha Motif, well, at least Access one, has the analog inputs for recording voice, for recording vocal tracks, if you want to into sound, for sampling, for even processing sound with live effects. And this is how I do it. So whatever I want to send to my Yamaha, I engage this and then put the levels here, and then everything that's been processed, or if I want to hear it but don't affect my main input, I'll send it on these two, on the alternative output. So just an example, imagine I've got a track coming on channel 1 and 2. It doesn't have to be from Yamaha itself. I'll talk about this later. and then that track gets processed with EQs, compression, and then I send it to Yamaha to apply more live effects, and then it comes back on here, and then I could either mute this and hear the processed sound, or if I'm using it just purely as effects, then I can blend the effects that's coming in together with the main signal. So this is one. So I don't really have to move any cables, or I never do actually. I just can simply send that signal to that, process it, hear it back here, and yeah, very easy. Then the stereo Q2, which is this one, these and this, sorry. Yeah, I've pointed at the wrong thing, so these are the stereo sends. The stereo send 2, this is actually, interestingly enough, loops back into here. So obviously I wouldn't use it on here, because essentially I'm going to be looping the signal, but I could use it on these two channels. Plus, why I've done it, why I've taken the output from stereo fold back 2 and put it on channel 1 and 2. This is just to achieve one interesting thing. So imagine if I have an audio playing from my computer, and then I thought, so before I say this worth mentioning, this is the monitoring section. So essentially everything you press on here, you hear in your speakers, and it doesn't get processed by any of the processing that's available here. But if you want, if I want to process any of these sounds that's coming in on external 1 and external 2, which is computer and my main mini disc player, there's a couple of different ways I could do it. If I only want to apply a bus compressor, then I use this section, because anything you engage in here would go through the bus compressor. But then sometimes I also want to add any EQ, and maybe a bus compressor, maybe not. In that case, then I use these buttons, and then this is my computer, this is my mini disc player. So, and then I send them to channel 1 and 2, then I get them processed with EQs, these compressors maybe, and then if I want to, I then engage the bus compressor. If not, then just EQs. And this applies to either PC or mini disc, or any source. So, and it's equally, so pretty much anything can be sent to anywhere. Now, why I like experimenting, I like doing different things, I like trying different things. So just to give you an example how I sometimes use the mixer. So channel 1 and 2, I've done a very quick demo song kind of thing very quickly. So I've literally sort of quickly set things up a bit so you can hear what's going on. So channel 1 and 2, they have all the arrangement parts except bass and drums. So if I play it now, hopefully you should hear the sound. No, you don't, because what I haven't done. Now I'm going to engage. So this is now I can monitor what's going on here. Right, so here's some sound. Now, interestingly, so I applied some very gentle compression to this part, put some EQs and, but I don't actually want these to be compressed by bus compressor. I only want my bass and drums be compressed by bus compressor. How do I do this? What I engage bus B monitoring, and I put this on bus B. So now bus B doesn't actually go to bus compressor, but I bring the drums and bass part and engage the bus compressor. So you can see only drum and bass gets compressed. This gets processed by these compressors and EQs and what's not. And yeah, this is how easy it is to achieve pretty much anything you like. I do really like the flexibility of this. Now, let me pause that. So this was just one example. Another example, or the way I've connected the mixer, is that the bus B works. It goes to input 1 and 2 on my Apollo, and the reason I've done this, because again I use Apollo as and when I feel like it. As the effect processor, I've got a great amount of UAD plugins, and because they provide no, or pretty much no latency monitoring, everything that I put in bus B bypasses the compressor and goes out to the Apollo, and then I bring the Apollo, depending on whether I want a bus compressor to be there or not. I'll bring it either here or here. Here just for monitoring, or here to go to the bus compressor, which I know most of the time I do. So the way it would work, all the signal comes in here. I'll put it all on bus B. This is all gets sent to Apollo. It gets processed there. Then it comes back here, and you get a bus G compression. And all of that then can be recorded, which gives me an incredible amount of flexibility on the scale that I normally do things. I do have two D-sub 25 connectors I bought for the mixer as well, and I had them connected at some point, and I understand the benefits, but I don't have the need for those, if you will, most of the time. So I've temporarily disconnected it and sort of see whether I can get away with just the main connections provided with the mixer. And to be honest with you, it actually feels pretty good. One other thing which I think it's worth pointing out for those who are maybe new to SSL mixer or thinking of buying one, is every time you use these knobs, like especially external input 1 and external input 2, the volume is adjusted here in a monitoring section. Even if these are disengaged, you still control the amount of signal that's going into the bus compressor, into the final mix with these two knobs. Took me some time to figure that out, obviously, when I had my D25 subs connectors connected, you could use this inserts. You can use this insert, and there's another great feature which I didn't quite understand from previous videos I watched. So you can engage this alternative input, and then you can engage the Q1, stereo Q1, and then once you do this on this channel 1 and 2, you can actually add these two channels to the main mix by pressing that button, and you can control the pan and the volume here. So, and this doesn't have any effect on actually channel 1 and 2. They just kind of like placed here, conveniently, I'd say, because they're utilizing this stereo Q1 from the channel 1 and 2. But then the moment you put alternative, they no longer belong to channel 1 and 2. So that's not to get confused. Right, to sum this video up, I would like to mention that there was not a single situation up to date when I thought, oh, I want to do this, and how do I do that? I need to repatch or reconnect something. There's always a way of getting one signal to where you want it to be within this small console, which is, as I say, for the size of it, it just feels incredible. Yeah, I mean, we haven't spoken. I haven't spoken about the audio quality and why I actually use it. Just to add this up, I do like. It feels to me, well, it works for me a lot quicker if if I just get a EQ in, get some compression, get quick settings. Yeah, sometimes I don't get the 100% of the sound I'm after, but I get 90% of it within a space of seconds. So as compared to if this were to be in the digital domain, I had to open a plugin and put it on a channel and then put the levels and then find the settings, it would take much longer. Yes, you get a better results, I guess, but it takes far more time than actually getting these knobs in front of you and just doing everything very quickly. So yeah, for me, yeah, it definitely does the job, and I wouldn't want to change it for anything else. And the more I work with it, the more I just, you know, getting used to it. You get to know what you can do, what you can't do. There are some things that you can't really do that easily, but yeah, I can't even remember what I couldn't do. I remember there was something that I thought, oh, okay, I wish there would be another thing or something. But yeah, it's so flexible, so well thought through mixer. You can clearly say it's been made by people who know what they're doing in a console world. So I guess that's it for today. I know this video was, I was hoping it was going to be shorter, but it kind of like, yeah, ended up being quite long. And I've sort of done a very quick overview of things. And if you want any more explanation on any parts of this video, please leave some comments, and I'll try to do a video response as soon as I get a chance. But I hope, you know, you find this video of any help to you, and hopefully you learn something new about the mixer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.